Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Crazy storm slams Kern County. Drastic temperature drops, strong winds tossing tumbleweeds across roadways, and then the driving rain becoming snow in our mountains. We'll have a look at it all, plus your Friday forecast.
In Washington, the president responds to new evidence in the impeachment trial as the Senate prepares for next week.
Thousands will fill the streets tomorrow for the third annual Kern County Women's March, what they're walking for, and a look at the big event happening downtown. This is Friday, January 17th, 2020. I'm good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and what a wild night it was.
It was truly a wild night. I mean, it just came as a punch because it was clear one moment, and then within seconds, it almost feels like it completely changed. Let's take you out live this morning. Here's a live look at the 58 in Tehachapi, and as you can see, just very light flurries out there, but you can definitely see that the mountains are covered in snow.
Yeah, blanketed in snow. It started coming down. It started changing over to snow in the Tehachapi area right around 6:50. And again, our mountains got snow. Rain soaked the valley floor. CHP started pacing traffic on the Grapevine for a few hours because of that light snow in the area. So far this morning, though, all major roads are open. In Tehachapi and surrounding communities, snow came down for a few hours. Very heavy, but then it seemed to come to an abrupt stop.
Yeah, let's just take a look at some of the video that we got yesterday when the snow was coming down in Tehachapi, because you can definitely see how heavy it was falling. And take a look at this right here. I mean, it was coming down. Maddie, you were in this, and it was coming down in sheets, it looks like.
Well, Again, it just switched over to rain, or to snow as I was leaving. But yeah, look at that snow there, blanketed the area with just a light dusting, really beautiful. But yesterday was clear up until this storm kind of slammed our area with those big temperature drops and those heavy winds. Kevin says parts of Bakersfield and areas of Kern County got nearly 1/4 of an inch of rain.
Yeah, let's just take a look at some of the rain that we saw last night here in town. And as you can see right there, it was very blustery outside when that storm front approached. It would seem like, again, that it was just within minutes that it hit. It was calm one moment, and then if you blinked, you missed it because the storm was right there.
Yeah, sheets of rain driving in down the 58 last night around 7 p.m. was not very much fun. And take a look at the tumbleweeds rolling across the road at Hageman and Allen. Looks like a mass migration of some sort.
It's like make way for the tumbleweeds. Yeah, this is the scene that, of course, we saw all over, especially the northwest side of town, where there were a lot of those empty fields that have seen those tumbleweeds. I know that even this morning, as I was coming in, leaving the northwest part of town, still a lot of tumbleweeds had stopped in the road or near, had kind of backed up on the near the walls. And so a lot of mess is going to be, I'm sure, reported later today.
And then it all came to an end
just kind of
overnight, kind of abruptly. The one thing we are still dealing with, it seems, the patchy fog.
Yeah, we knew this storm was going to come in and move out pretty quickly, and we talked about those winds that we're going to pick up on the west side. They carried over into most valley locations, but it was like the winds picked up for probably 15 minutes, and then they died back down. We did get a good wind gust. Take a look, a 41-mile-per-hour wind gust out at Meadows Field, and that was at 5:29 yesterday evening, right around the time the storm really started to push on in. The winds picked up, and then the rain started after that, and we started to see some light snowfall into the mountains as well. This is what it looks like now, and you wouldn't even think a storm rolled on through. We've got nothing on pinpoint HD Doppler radar, and we're not expecting any more rain as we go throughout the day. A little bit of cloud cover, and again, we have a little bit of fog, and here are the rain amounts that I could find. 1,800 of an inch out at Meadows Field, just about 1/4 of an inch here at our studios, and then 1,200 of an inch up to the north near Lost Hills, and then for the mountains, a trace to 1 inch around the Fraser Park area, between 1 and 3 inches in some areas of the Tehachapi area. No snow up in the Lake Isabel area, but picking up 1,900s of an inch, and very light amounts out in the desert with this storm. Currently, we're at 39 degrees in Bakersfield. We have an east-southeast wind at 3. Fog is not a problem with visibility at 10 miles. And as we take a look at where the fog is, it's north of the Kern County line. We were down to 3 miles visibility out in Delano, but right now we're at 10. So the fog, not a problem for us so far. Here's a look at the temperatures as we go throughout the day. We will rise back into the 50s, and we'll see clearing skies as well. And then we've got 32 degrees in Tehachapi. Look for some black ice this morning because it is below the freezing point. West-northwest wind at 21. We do expect the breeze to continue this morning, then relaxing a little bit throughout the afternoon. And you can see the temperatures are still going to be relatively cool today, topping out into the 40s. What's the weekend look like? I've got the details on that side of the forecast coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's get a check in the morning commute with Alex.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. And here's the look outside for the first time this morning to the 99 at Airport Drive. And as you can see, it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. The good news is that because the storm has passed, the 58 and the 5 are open and clear. We just showed you that live picture out of Tehachapi just a few moments ago, and you can see that traffic was smoothly running up there. Now, although that the CHP was escorting traffic over the Grapevine last night, CHP says this morning things are looking pretty good. Just keep in mind that, like Kev said, you could run into some black ice, and you could also run into some patchy fog as well. So still keep it slow, be safe as you head about your day on this Friday. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes.
New this morning on Sunrise, the search is on for a driver wanted in a hit and run. Bakersfield police say the accident happened December 6th. A truck driver was standing outside his car on Shannon Drive near Golden Valley High. He was stopped there because he noticed debris in the road and decided to pick it up. That's when a driver came by and hit him, then drove off. That man suffered life-threatening injuries. Now Bakersfield police are asking for your help finding the driver who hit him. Anyone with information is asked to call Bakersfield Police Department at 327-7111.
A financial crisis in Mcfarland is putting public safety at risk. Dozens of people packed the Mcfarland City Council meeting last night as city officials talked about how to get the city back in the black.
17's Amber Frias was there and has more on this story.
It was a full house, standing room only, with some having to listen in from the outside. The hot topic, public safety, due to the shortage of police officers patrolling the streets. Currently, the city of McFarland has 5 police officers. At full staff, they should have 12. Due to low pay, no retirement benefits, and no raise in the last 4 years, many have left the department. Interim city manager Larry Pennell offered a few proposals to help with the issue.
As you know, we have been hemorrhaging public employees, especially police officers. We're below 50% of our authorized strength. I think people are frightened. The city staff is extremely concerned, and I've prepared some proposals to attempt to stop this hemorrhaging of city employees.
He proposed a $20,000 bonus for all police officers and a $10,000 bonus for other city employees. The bonuses would be distributed in quarterly increments. The money would come from a new utility tax the city implemented a few months ago. The utility tax has helped restore fiscal stability in the city's general fund. Now that extra tax revenue will help the city pay for the bonuses and other needs in the near future.
We know that if we bend a little today, especially for, as you heard tonight, the department that is most valued in our community, along with the fire department, then we know our future will be stronger because businesses and residents will know that they're safe in McFarland.
Other proposals made by Pennell included postponing building a new city hall and city museum, selling a 5-acre parcel previously bought for a new police building, and instead building the new police building on property already owned by the city, and working on bringing more industrial development to town. The city council voted to adopt all of the proposals set forth. Amber Frias, 17 News.
A settlement was reached in the conflict of interest case filed against 5th District County Supervisor Leticia Perez. If Perez follows the terms of the settlement, all of the charges against her will be dropped. A 17 News investigation revealed Supervisor Perez had a conflict of interest when she cast the lone vote in late 2017 in favor of allowing commercial cannabis in Kern County. Then the district attorney opened up an investigation and filed charges. The Kern County District Attorney's Office says Perez agreed to the factual basis of the misdemeanor charges against her. Terms of the settlement reached yesterday include $30,000 in donations to local charity organizations focusing on homeless abatement and or drug rehab. Perez said she plans to donate that money to the Bakersfield Homeless Shelter. The settlement also calls for Perez to pay a $4,000 fine to the Fair Political Practices Commission, and she will need to complete 100 hours of community service.
I do think it was a fair settlement. I think that this really has pursued the interests of justice. She admitted to the violations and is holding herself accountable.
Perez?
If Perez completes the actions required in the settlement, the charges against her could be dropped in as little as 180 days.
5:10 now.
And Saturday, thousands of women, men, and children will once again take to the streets of downtown Bakersfield for the 3rd annual Women's March in Kern County.
17's Taylor Schaub joins us now in studio with a preview of what to expect here in downtown. Taylor?
Maddie, Alex, all over the nation, women will march for equality, for their rights, and for each other this weekend. Here in Kern County, many spent last night getting ready for this new January tradition. Last year, nearly 2,000 people swarmed Central Park in downtown Bakersfield. This year, organizers are expecting more, even expanding the route to accommodate. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Kern County residents will join marchers from around the country in support of women in unity in the community. Some of those men, women, and children spent Thursday evening crafting creative signs in support of their causes. And with 2020 being an election year, organizer Amber Tavar believes this could be the most influential march to date.
We want to make sure that there are more women at the seats, important seats, that they are elected at our local board of supervisors, city councils, commissions, right? We want more women elected in those positions.
If you want to participate in the march, head to Central Park at Mill Creek on 21st Street. It's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. For more information, visit womensmarchkerncounty.com. In studio, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much.
New developments in the Leslie Chance murder trial.
Yeah, 17's Vanessa Dillon has been covering this trial. She's got more details coming when we come back.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
Surprising development in the murder trial of Leslie Chance. The former school principal was brought back to the witness stand yesterday by her attorney. Our news camera is not allowed in the courtroom, but 17's Vanessa Dillon was there.
An afternoon meant to focus on the prosecution's rebuttal evidence took a turn after the defense called the defendant, Leslie Chance, to the witness stand for the 3rd day. The prosecution showed Chance, a former principal, photos of her office at Fairview Elementary School in 2013. They were taken days after her husband's death on August 25, 2013. Chance testified there were family photos in her office at the time, but the prosecution says none of them were of Todd. Defense attorney Tony Lidgett went over the series of photos as well, attempting to show the jury there were objects in her office connected to her husband. At one point, Chance teared up as she talked about her former assistant at the elementary school. Chance said the images sparked memories as she began to think about how her life used to be. Another witness called this morning was David Cotter. He worked for the truck company Todd was employed with in 2013. Cotter said Todd was one of his employees, testifying he found out about Todd's death on August 26th, the day after Todd was killed. He said he called Leslie as soon as he found out, expressing how sorry he was to hear about her loss, adding her response to his condolences was to ask about returning Todd's company belongings. He testified she had a business-like tone. The conversation was made just 24 hours after she learned her husband had been killed.
I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
The trial is set to resume Tuesday morning. We're anticipating closing arguments as soon as next week. And once again, just a reminder that our news cameras are not allowed in the courtroom for this trial, but our reporters are sitting in the courtroom listening to this testimony, and they're tweeting live about it as it happens on our KGET Twitter page. You can follow along there, and to find all of our past coverage on the Leslie Chance murder trial, just go to kget.com.
Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and Bakersfield is preparing to commemorate the day. The civil rights leader would be 91 if he were still alive. On Monday, the MLK Community Center will be busy. The center will have its annual awards breakfast on Monday. Then they're teaming up with the AmeriCorps for a free luncheon and clothes giveaway for youth and homeless people. Those events are sold out, but committee chair Elder Wesley Crawford says they're also planning something special for kids at BCSD's Proud Academy.
For Washington, D.C., to see the Black Museum, not only the African American Museum, but also see Washington, D.C. It gets them out of here. They're doing some things, and so we're real excited about that.
Crawford says they're raising money to take 40 kids and their parents on the D.C. tour. For other local events happening on MLK Day, just go to our website, kget.com, and click on the hot link icon.
525 now, still ahead after an airstrike in Iraq. The Pentagon reports all of the servicemen inside the Al-Assad Air Base were safe.
And coming up, we're learning that some of them were injured.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. The streaming battle is heating up even more. NBC Universal, which is the parent company of NBC News, announced new details about its Peacock streaming service. NBC Universal unveiled new details about Peacock at an investor event in New York City yesterday, announcing the streaming service will be free and supported by ads with both live and on-demand programming, as well as original shows. The basic version of the Peacock service is free and comes with 7,500 hours of content. The premium tier will have twice as much content at no cost for Comcast subscribers and $5 per month for others. Peacock is scheduled to launch nationwide in July with a host of other services competing for consumers' attention. Comcast subscribers will get access to the service early on April 15th.